I'm Sarah.
And I'm Victoria.
And this is the Yap to That podcast,
where we chat, laugh, and decompress. Let's get yapping. How are we doing?
Good. Recovering.
Recovering is correct.
Yes.
I didn't even drink and I'm recovering.
I
did 2 drinks.
I didn't drink that much.
No, you didn't.
No.
You didn't do bad at all.
I'm proud of myself.
Me too.
So I have kind of an opening thought that crossed my mind this morning, and it made me laugh.
What?
Okay, so we are 25, going to be 26 this year.
Okay, thank you for the rude reminder.
Yeah, I know, it's really upsetting to think about. And there's people our age married with children.
Okay, well, we didn't have to start off with...
And our biggest priority last night was figuring out how to steal a glass from the bar.
2 glasses.
2 glasses.
And I stand by that priority.
Yeah. I'm happy with it.
Someone asked me if I had a child today. And I went,
God.
No. And they started
Furry
laughing.
children.
What'd you say?
Furry children.
Yeah, I have 5 furry children because I have a horse.
Oh, yeah. Who's forgetting about the horse?
Same. He's something else. Well, how was your week?
My week was good.
Really?
I think. Nothing stands out, so I think it was pretty average.
Yeah, mine was busy as fuck. Like, this weekend needed to be longer because I was so busy every day. The only day that I wasn't was Friday. Like, Monday, I went to my mom's to get Samantha because I had Milo last week, so I picked up Samantha. But then Paul was like, stay for dinner. And then I, went from work straight to my mom's, and then I didn't get home till, 7:30 or 8 because I stayed for dinner. And then I forget what happened on Tuesday, but it was all so busy on Tuesday.
It's all such a blur.
Literally, last week doesn't exist in my head anymore.
No.
Let me see.
I can't even remember what I did this week.
Tuesday. Oh, I went to my mom's again for dinner. It was Pancake Tuesday. Which...
Right.
I told Matthew, I was like, oh, we're going to go to my mom's for Pancake Tuesday. And he's like, I thought it was Taco Tuesday. And I was like...
Bruh. This public school guy.
Yeah, it was literally public school. Wednesday, I was supposed to go to Matthew's mom's for dinner, but then he worked. And I ended up just going to the gym, which still felt like...
That's productive.
A lot.
I have not been to the gym in 10 days.
That's not bad. I almost said that's not okay.
And before that, 3 weeks.
That's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, the motivation just hasn't been there.
The sun is out.
Yeah, I went for a walk today.
It's just gonna get better.
Oh, my walk was actually very unsuccessful.
Why?
So my plan was to go for an hour-long walk today.
Oh, nice.
Kind of walk off the drinking from last night.
Yeah, feel better about yourself.
And as soon as I walk off my street, towards the path, there's this creepy guy standing there, and then he proceeded to cross the street and walk directly behind me. Oh, and I was like, oh God, what do I do?
Where? In the hydropath or not even?
Right before the hydropath.
Okay.
And then I was approaching the hydropath, and I was like, oh my God, do I go that way or do I go on the main road? So then I'm looking, and there was a lot of people on the hydropath and no one on the main road. So I was like, okay, we'll take the path. And I'm walking on the path, and he's still directly behind me. And I was like, I'm being followed. That's weird. So then I took a really weird route to get home.
Yeah.
So yeah, I lost him. But Jesus. My walk was very short.
I haven't gone on a walk in a while. Matthew and I were going to today. I literally had my alarm set so that we could wake up after sleeping for an hour and then go enjoy the day. He's like, man, I wish I didn't feel so shitty. It's such a nice day outside. He's also like, I'm never drinking again. He's like, I know.
What about next weekend?
St. Patrick's Day. Literally, he's like, I don't, people just don't understand how shitty it makes me feel. I'm like, you and everyone else.
Yeah.
Nobody feels good after
I'm
drinking.
Feeling it.
I had 2 drinks and I'm like, I could have kept sleeping.
Yeah.
Literally. It was just oh my God, what did I do? I went to the gym actually twice this week.
That's impressive.
I went Wednesday and Thursday. And maybe Tuesday. No, Wednesday and Thursday. And Sunday last week, I think. But I did legs 2 days in a row. But I didn't feel it very much. And I went with Matthew the second day, and he pushed me. And I still didn't feel... I think I told you this. Yeah, I told you this last night. But we were in the gym, and I was saying that my hips hurt, I think. Or my back. My back was hurting because we were in the leg press. And my pants were, pushing into my tailbone. Mm-hmm. And he was like, wee, wee. Do you hear the wee, wee? And I was like, no, what are you talking about? And he's like, that's the ambulance.
Oh
And I was
my
like,
God.
Jesus Christ. It actually
worst
made me
joke
laugh
ever.
so hard. I was not expecting. I was like trying to listen because
Oh
the
my
gym's
God.
right on the main road, like the one here.
Yeah.
So I was like, what the fuck is happening? And then he just made fun of me. So, but I still didn't really feel it much. I don't know why.
That's okay. There's always this week.
He's in the bathroom. That was Raya. It was definitely Raya. She's not very vocal. That was cute. But yeah,
Poor
I'm gonna
girl.
probably start going back again this week more consistently. But I want to go for walks more. Like I want to walk. Our dog is so fat now. Everyone keeps pointing it out.
Poor Samantha.
I'm like, we're trying, okay? She keeps getting into her food bin, and also I don't have the motivation to go outside.
No.
But maybe we'll go for one tonight when he's alive and well again.
We'll do one this week. We'll go downtown.
I want
get
heel.
smoothie bowls. Yeah. And then we can eat them.
Let me put it in my calendar now. Let's pick a random day.
I know. I was looking at maybe Tuesday.
Yeah.
Just depends if it's like too windy.
Mm.
Because if it's
The
windy,
weather's-
I can't go.
Why?
Because that's cold.
Actually, Tuesday says windy, but up to 11.
Yeah.
It doesn't say anything about wind, but okay, we'll keep it on the docket.
Okay.
It's also supposed to be 17 on Saturday, but with rain.
How are you supposed to celebrate St. Patrick's Day? God.
Yeah, God, figure it out.
Well, the bar is doing St. Patrick's Day on Monday, which is just sinful.
What?
Obviously, it is like the 17th is Monday.
But it's not a holiday. That's like doing Halloween. Why do we have to pick 2 Halloween weekends this year and they couldn't have just done it on Halloween?
Literally. So Will's like, oh, we could go after work on Monday.
Oh, yeah, and then go into work on
Yeah.
Tuesday? When all of my supervisors are in? Not a chance.
Yeah, so we have to figure something else out.
That's weird.
I know.
Like, we could go for, like, dinner and a drink, because they have food. So we could do, like, a dinner and a drink, but I can't get drunk on Monday.
No, me neither.
I'm sorry, I
can't.
Can't be me.
Well,
Matthew's, like...
We'll discuss.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Literally. Also, today, Matthew came home last night. I fell asleep really fast, apparently. Oh my God, there's a hair. I fell asleep so fast because I must have been exhausted. Fell asleep. I wake up to something sneezing over and over and over again, like sneezing fit. And Matthew was not in the bed. He was downstairs sleeping on the couch.
Oh my God, why?
I think, okay, so when we laid down, he was like, I have the spins. Like, I can't. And I was like,
Will had the spins too.
So I gave him 3 pillows, and I was like, just fall asleep upright. Like, I made him sit upright. Mm-hmm. And he was like, okay, this is better. And then I fell asleep before he could even tell me that it actually wasn't better. Went downstairs on the couch, and literally just, he's like, I needed my foot on the ground. And I was like, what the fuck? So then
I've actually heard that's a thing.
yes, which I don't understand. He's like, it helped me. I'm like, how does that help you with the spins when
Grounded,
you're still
I guess.
laying down? It makes no sense.
God. It
So-
was the Starbucks venti sized drink of vodka and water.
Literally, the amount of vodka this guy, he goes, I don't know how this happened. I was like, well,
Maybe the vodka shot. Maybe the other vodka shot.
maybe the 3 beers.
Yeah. Maybe the liter of vodka.
Today he goes, I don't know what happened. I bought 1 round and then they just kept coming. I was like, they didn't just appear in
not
front of
free.
you. Like, what do you mean?
I feel like he bought more than 1 round.
I don't know. I don't think so because I think you each bought a round.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Because I only had 2.
The pets are really going out
Yeah,
the door.
they're- What?
I think Matthew's store.
Oh, yeah, probably. But yeah, and then I don't even know what else happened. We get home, he's dead. I wake him up this morning. I'm like, we gotta go, ASAP Rocky. Like, it was 8:45 that I think I
Oh my
woke him up, and we ended up leaving a little late because I had to get the crock pot and the kettle and stuff. And then I forgot I didn't have a card yet, so I had to
my
stop at the
gosh.
dollar store. But then when you go to the dollar store, you can't get to Niagara off of that road.
No.
So I had to go down around to the highway off of Plains or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So that was stupid.
I can't believe you guys made it so early, too.
Literally, we get there. Megan's like, is Matthew going to help? I was like, no, he's staying in the car. He can't do anything. He can't be of use to anybody right now.
He cannot exist right now.
And then she was saying that Steve also went out last night. And he was telling Matthew that they had like a poker night. And he came home. And she was like, you better be good for tomorrow or whatever. And apparently he sleeps on the couch when he's drunk because he gets too hot. So he was laying in bed and he's like, oh, my ear, I'm not drunk, but like my ears are hot. I'm going to go sleep on the couch. And Megan was like, bruh, are you kidding me? And then they were talking this morning and Steve apparently said to Matthew, he was like, you didn't have to be here. You didn't have to come. And I was
Oh my God.
Steve, no, he knew about this for a very long time. It's not his fault. Or it's not, like, this is his choice. He chose to drink last night.
Yeah.
He chose the consequence of his own actions.
Honestly, that's kind of refreshing to hear that even in your 30s, this doesn't end. Because I'm not ready to give it up.
No, I don't think that... I don't even know how old Steve is. Because Megan is mid-30s, and Steve's, like, 2 years older than her, I think. So, like, mid to late 30s.
Time.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We are good. So, yeah, it was... he's been sleeping for a couple hours. Totally I'm just starving, though.
Same. All I want is like mac and cheese and fries and
I could
really greasy shit.
Pierogies with bacon and onion.
My God,
I'll make that for dinner.
I was trying to think if we have anything to debrief about from last night, but I don't think so.
I just think that... Oh my God, I didn't tell you this. I got in my car this morning and there's lip marks on the window from Will kissing Matthew through the window.
That happened?
Yes. I meant to take a picture and I forgot.
When did that happen?
When we were leaving, like when I dropped you guys off, Will kissed. I look over, you're getting out of your seat, and Will's like, oh. Lips are pressed up to the window. And then Matthew kissed him back to the window.
Me and Will were in the Second Cup drive-thru this morning. And Will's like, I feel like I said some really dumb things to Liam. And
yes,
I was like,
did.
Yeah, you did.
You looked like
you asked him if he was an Uber driver.
Immediately, hey, Liam, you an Uber driver? He was like, yeah. And you're like, cool. Like, it was so, like, why? It was so weird.
Random.
So random.
Oh, and he was, like, dead set on the girlfriend's name.
Yes, Victoria. I looked at him and I was like, that's my name. He was like, oh, you're Victoria. I was like, Will, are you okay?
Oh my God, I could cry.
So we went to Charcoal Pit after, like, our night on the town, which is a very common place because it's the only, like, sit-in area down by the bars at that time.
Yeah, that's open.
Yeah, so we went to Charcoal Pit. Matthew, me, and Will all got fries and hamburgers, you know, stuff to make you feel better when you're drinking, right? Sarah got a Greek salad. And was just mucking a Greek salad.
And you know what? It slapped for about 5 minutes. And then all I could think about was a burger. And I don't even like burgers.
I know, that's what you said. You're like, I don't really like burgers, so that's why I wanted to do a Greek salad. And then you were like, I'm not enjoying this anymore.
No.
Honestly, I had one tomato and it was good, though.
The tomatoes, I can't. They are the enemy.
I actually bought, what did I buy the other day? Oh, I was just craving like a chicken bacon pasta dish, but like a baked dish. Maybe I'll make it tomorrow, but I went and bought chicken, and then I bought, I didn't know what sauce to do with it, so I was like, probably Alfredo.
Yeah, that's what I would think too.
And then like some cheese on it with I have like the fusilli. So I went to make it the other day, but then Matthew's mom got us Montana, so I couldn't make it on Friday. Literally after the gym on Thursday, we went to Sobeys because I had it in my head. And then we got home, it was like 9 o'clock. I was like, I can't make this now.
No.
So that really sucked. And I've been craving it for like 4 days.
Oh, I'm so hungry.
And I can't have it. I should have brought like the fruit tray up.
No.
What are you having for dinner?
Cabbage rolls.
Really? Like homemade?
No.
Oh.
My mom doesn't make homemade.
Maybe she will. Maybe she'll find a new lease on life where she'll want. I saw a sourdough recipe today. Literally, I've been seeing sourdough on my For You page. If you're ever on on the podcast TikTok and it's sourdough and haircutting videos, that's me. That's me. That's my algorithm. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's so funny. I also never know which account I'm on.
You're always sending me TikToks on the podcast.
I know. And I realize afterwards, like, I save something. And I'm like, what account am I even on?
Well, I always find, so like I'm on my TikTok page, but then I will switch over to the podcast to look at like likes and stuff. But then I end up seeing the same TikToks on that For You page that I already saw on mine. I'm like, why am I seeing these twice?
Sometimes the like is the same too.
Yeah.
It'll show that I've already liked it. And I'm like, this is freaky. Yeah. How do you know who I am?
What is going on?
Yeah, literally. But when I was getting up before you were coming here, I saw one page. It was like easiest sourdough recipe ever, and I was like, should I just try and start making sourdough?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I like sourdough.
I have some at my house right now, and it's
Really?
good. I used it for avocado toast yesterday.
Ooh.
And I think when I get home, I'll use it for grilled cheese.
Oh, that slaps. Okay,
That would be so good right
you've
now.
inspired me. I'll make one.
Yeah.
It was literally like quarter cup of water, half a cup of flour. That's it.
That's it.
And then that's the starter. And then you have to let it sit for like days or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
too much work.
It's definitely a lot of work. I also don't have any free time. But
Yeah.
I still am like, let me just do one more thing. Let me throw one more.
I bought a loaf at Fortino's for $4.
Oh, well.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's okay. I'll figure it out. Oh, one more thing about last night. Do you remember when we saw my therapist?
Yes! Bro, that was so random.
I literally was like, okay, so we're leaving the bar. These bars always have a lineup. Like, no matter what, there's always a line after, like, what, 10:30?
10 or 11, yeah.
Depends on the night. But there's always a freaking line. The four of us are leaving. We're walking out. There's a lineup. Somebody's in the front row, and she's like, looks like 6 of them. And I guess because there were probably 6 people in their party that wanted to go in. So I hear that, and I look, and it's my fucking therapist. And, like,
I love it.
it made me so happy. I was like, I love that you're just, like, you're just a person.
Yeah, living
Like,
life.
Yeah, like, you're out here. Could you imagine if, I don't know if she saw me, and I know she can't say anything to me,
Yeah.
but I don't know if she recognized me leaving. I'll bring it up in our next appointment.
Like, oh, I didn't know you go there.
I actually didn't know she lived here.
No.
Maybe she doesn't. We don't really talk about her.
No. It's never about her.
No. But, like, she's just such a cute lady. Like,
Yeah.
she's so sweet. And just seeing her living in real life, I was like, I'm proud of you.
Yeah,
She was
good.
so cute.
That's good.
So, yeah, I'll probably ask her. Not ask her about it, but just be like, I saw you.
Yeah.
And, like,
Not in a creepy way.
I wasn't stalking you. I saw you, but I think that's something that's important to me is, like, knowing that my therapist isn't just, like, a doctor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, they have
the
a
fact
life.
that they're people, too, makes it so much easier for me to talk to them. So when I see them, well, I've never seen any. I only have one, but I've never seen any therapist out in public. But, like, when I see her out in public, that just makes me happy.
Yeah.
So,
I'm glad you had a good encounter.
yeah, me too. It could have been bad, you know? I feel like some people don't like seeing them.
Yeah, I guess it would depend on the situation. Mm-hmm. I found the one person we ran into last night that I knew. I was just kind of like,
Yickers. Also, why did he literally...
bro,
He came so close. We were like, you're with somebody. Can you fuck off?
we walk into the bar. Right away, I see this guy that I know. And I'm like, oh, he's surrounded by young ladies. Cool.
Wasn't he, like, swap and spit with one?
Yeah, and then we walk by and they're full on making out. I was like, oh, God, that's a lot.
I have to see you soon.
Yeah. And then later on, we're trying to go to this other place, and he approaches me like this close to my face.
I didn't even realize it was him because I hadn't seen him yet at the other bar. First of all, we go to the second bar, which usually
Dead.
dead as sin. Like, there's usually, we go there to decompress. Like, we go there, we have one more beer, and then we go home. But
I don't know why it was so busy.
it was so, we get there, he's like, you can't come in, there's a capacity. And we were like, okay. So we walked around back and went in the back door. We were like, sorry.
But this guy, he's approaching us, and I knew him. And I'm like, oh, what do I do?
Literally
I didn't want to say
comes
anything.
like this. He's like, hey, how's it go? What did he say?
Well, because I saw that he was approaching us
Yeah.
with a girl.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going to engage because,
Yeah.
like, I don't know the vibe. So I was just kind of, like, looking at him. And he goes, oh, my God, hey, Sarah. And I'm like, oh.
Like, I swear he, like,
he was
shoulder
really
bumped you,
close.
like, when you passed. Because, like, literally just, like, ran right past you.
Yeah. I was
you
like,
were
oh, I guess we can be friends.
And at this point, we were separate from the boys. They were taking a lot longer to walk up, and they were definitely gossiping about us.
Probably reminiscing around the pole.
Fucking Will, man. This guy broke his ankle.
Jumping over a bike
Jumping
pole.
over like a baller. Well, no, he did the bike rack first, succeeded, saw a second opportunity, broke his ankle.
Failed. Still suffering the consequences to this day, and
literally.
it's a good 8 months later.
Is it only 8 months? It was September? Oh, no, it was August.
October, November, December, January.
7.
Yes.
Feels like it's been so much longer.
Yeah.
Time is a weird thing.
Yeah.
I
I think overall it was a good night.
I agree.
No complaints.
No, I have none. We did, yes, like you said, we stole glasses. So the place that we go to, they never ever had these glasses before.
No, they were
probably
cool.
because people steal them.
Probably.
And so we get these glasses, and
they were branded.
Yes. So we're sitting upstairs, and Will has these glasses, and we've never seen them before because they don't think they've ever had. Actually, I don't know if I saw them last time, but we just didn't notice.
Yeah, I think it was more noticeable this time because they were like branded on the front.
Yeah,
of them.
branded right on the front with the logo of the bar, and then in the little book, like the logo has a book and it says "open late," and I was like, "Look, guys, it says open late," and that's what he like. That's what he was.
Yeah, that's when he was like, "I'm dead set on taking these home."
Yeah, and so obviously Matthew just shoves it in his coat
in front of the camera.
In front of a camera, which is whatever. Will's like doing a little spinny thing in the stairwell trying to
be
shove it in.
Discreet about it.
I'm like, you're doing like ballerina shit right now, and they're doing the opposite of being discreet. You look.
They were both doing
the most
in the opposite ways.
Literally, I was like, you guys need to like discuss with each other, maybe.
Yeah, but we have 2 more cups.
Yes, so mine's still in the back of my car. I also said today would be such a good day for me to clean my car because it's warm outside.
Yeah, it would.
I didn't.
That's okay.
But maybe I will after this. Maybe Matthew will go outside and touch some grass, and I'll clean my car.
I've done that so many times.
That's actually a really good segue into what we're going to talk about today.
Yes, it is.
So we thought that we would just talk about girls' night out stories, like in general.
Yeah.
Some of ours. We could read some ones that people have posted online as well. But I think a good one to start. Okay, wait. Where do we start? This is going to make us sound like alcoholics.
Yeah, we're definitely not. We're very occasional drinkers.
Oh, yeah. Despite what some would believe.
Social drinkers, I'll say.
But, so, I would say that we've been going to the same few bars for years. Since we live in a small enough town that there are only a couple.
Yeah, but I'd say like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, since COVID ended, we've been going to these bars.
Yeah.
And so...
They never change, also.
Yeah, no, they're the exact same.
They're always the same.
Grimy. Oh my god, last night, so we go into the basement of this bar that was super busy or whatever. We go downstairs to go to the bathroom and grab a water because they have a second bar downstairs. And there's this guy, and he's kind of looks like a biker.
He was so weird, though, and I'd never seen him before.
Neither have I. So we were, like, at the bar just getting a water, and he was like, wow. Like,
I thought I heard that, but I was like, there's no way.
Yes, because he is standing on one side of us, and then we were, like, standing side by side, and he went around us, and he literally was like, wow. And we were like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
Do you want an autograph?
Do you listen to the podcast or what? And so then he was being weird, and then he's like, have you ever been here before? And we were like, yeah.
Frequent flyers, actually.
They actually might know us. And then he's like, yeah, pretty grungy down here, eh? And we were like, you are making it worse. It's grungy right now.
I'm here to get my water.
Yeah, I'm sobering up and I'm going home. So that was so funny.
So random, too.
So random. But this bar is actually where Matthew and I met.
Romance.
Which is a funny story in and of itself, but not really. Mm-hmm. So we met one night, ended up talking. He asked me if I had a ride home. I said yes, and I was going with my ride home. They ended up taking a long time. It was like 3 a.m. at this point, and he had messaged me and been like, hey, did you get home? And I was like, no, I am like running around still. We're waiting. And he was like, you should have taken my ride offer when I like sent it out. And I was like, I thought you said you'd give me like a free ride or whatever. He's like, $10 now.
He has no riz. Negative riz. Ew.
So I told him if he got me McDonald's, then I don't know how this even happened. I was like, if you come pick me up and get me McDonald's, I'll be very happy. And then he was like, okay, we're coming back. And I was like, what? And
From
I was
the other end of the city.
Literally the most
north you could go.
Yeah, northeast you could go. And we're like extremely south.
Yeah. Right at the lake, actually.
And it wasn't him. It was his friend. Oops. It was his friend because Matthew was drunk. So obviously he couldn't drive. So he made his friend come back out to get me. Okay.
Oh my God.
We went to a couple different McDonald's. All of them were closed, actually. Because we went to the one down by Plains, which we thought was open. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, it was open. That was the one that was open. And then they're like, this is how late it was. They were doing their menu changeover.
Oh my God.
From dinner to breakfast.
Breakfast at like 4 a.m.
Yeah, like I swear to God. And then I was like, okay, it's fine. Just take me home. I'm dying.
That would slap right now.
Hotcakes?
Yeah. Or a chicken McMuffin.
Oh my God, I got that the other day. Going into work on Wednesday. I
So
always
good.
get those. They're the best.
Love them.
I love, people are like chicken for breakfast. I'm like, yeah.
Don't
Throw
hate
some
it.
mayo on that.
I love mayo.
I love the mayo that they have on those.
Right?
For some reason. So freaking good. But yeah, didn't get McDonald's. Drove me home, whatever. The next weekend, me, you, and Jess were going out. You didn't know that he was going out as well.
No.
But Jess and I did. I don't know if you ever knew that. So he was like, well, because he asked me to hang out, and I said, I can't. I'm going out with my friends this weekend. And he was like, oh, okay, like, I'm going out with my guy friends as well. Maybe I'll see you at the bar. Because, again, there's two.
Yeah.
there's two dive bars that everybody goes to.
Yeah.
And so
50-50. Oh my God.
Yeah.
50-50 chance.
So we're at the bar. Me, you, and Jess are sitting in a booth. And this guy, well, okay.
Me and Jess were sitting together on one side of the booth,
Yes.
and Victoria was on the other side.
Yes, I was alone facing them. And I don't know why I didn't tell you that he was going to be there. Because I didn't know if anything was going to happen.
I was just off in my own land.
And I don't think you even knew about me meet.
I don't
Did
think
you know?
so. I think you might have like briefly said
Yeah.
something, but it was so fresh that it wasn't anything.
Yeah, because I was also like newly single. So it didn't like, I was just I remember messaging you guys that night though, that Matthew and I met. I was gone. I was
It was like late.
I think, oh my God.
Sorry.
That was aggressive.
I know.
I actually don't even know if I have the chat, but I said,
It's like 2 years ago.
yeah, I had screenshots though. I literally was like, I don't know how you guys do this every weekend. Because I was drunk. Like, I literally went up to somebody because I liked the look of their shot. It was like a pink rose kind of color. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, what is that? They're like, you can have it. And I was like, okay.
Okay, thanks.
Just, it tasted like Pepto-Bismol, but
Ew.
it was disgusting.
Oh my God.
But it was also it was also the night the Leafs made it to the second round of the playoffs. So
Everyone was excited.
the bars, I've never been in such. We were at, there's 3 bars downtown that we usually go to. Mm-hmm. We were at the one close to the No Frills.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where the Leafs won. And then then we moved around, whatever. So I was like gone this night. So I was messaging them like, I don't even know if I was making any sense.
No, I don't
Jess
think so.
was loving it though. She's like, I need this in my life. Like, you know what I mean? So the next weekend.
She is such a hypocrite though. Because when it does come down to it, she's like, I hate my life.
Yes, literally. But she was like, drunk tour. I need this more. And I was like, okay, well, this is never going to happen again because it was horrible. Horrible. But, so you guys had known, but not known anything seriously. Mm-hmm. Again, it wasn't serious. So, we're out. We're sitting at the bar the next weekend. Or sorry, at the booth the next weekend. And he just like, does he just walk up to us?
This guy slides into our booth. They immediately start making out. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, what am I looking at? Because this has never happened before. I'm looking around like, what am I missing?
It was
and then,
so funny.
I think he looked at us and like got up and left. And I was like, well, he's not ugly.
Yeah. You guys were both like, good job.
Yeah.
It's like, thanks.
And then I think he came back and actually talked.
Yeah, he left because I think he came with his friends, so he left. And then he came and he sat with us for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
He like left his friends and sat with us for the rest of the night. And then we separated. You guys went home and then I went home with Matthew.
Is that when he left your shoes at the front
and
door?
then I left my shoes at his front door and we fight about this to the day. Like, I have black Puma slides, which are my favorite shoes ever. And I remember Mahmood dropped us off.
I have no idea.
Because I drove us there. Maybe it was a different time. But I literally took my heels off. I went to my car, took my heels off, and slipped into my Puma slides. Because they're the fucking most comfortable thing ever. So we get to his house. He's like, bring your shoes upstairs. I did not hear that. I am 99.99. He never said that, okay? Mm-hmm. So I leave my shoes at the front door, right? So we go upstairs. I leave the next morning. Also, funny story. I texted Paul, and I was like, hey, can I still use your Uber account? Because, like, I had it. And he was like, yeah, no problem, but I don't know if my card's working because his card got hacked or whatever. So he had to cancel everything. So he's like, I can just come get you. And I was like, no.
No.
And
Not
at this
something you want to
point,
see.
my family, I hadn't directly told my family that I had broken up. Like, we were still living together, but we were broken up for good. And he goes, unless you're at some handsome boy's house. And I was like, what are you, a fucking psychic?
Yeah,
I haven't
what
told
the heck?
anybody except you guys.
Paul knows what's up.
And the thing is, like, my dad and Christy knew because they knew about stuff throughout. And I don't know how they found out.
Paul's just that guy.
Literally. And then Paul's like, yeah, are you at some handsome man's house? And I was like, no, Uber's ordered.
No.
Please don't come get me.
Yeah, don't say that ever again.
Literally. And it's also funny because Amelia said to my mom that night she thought that I met somebody. And I'm like, what are you guys, like, fucking witches? Like, this is insane.
And turns out it went
Or
well.
my mom said it to Amelia. One of the two. Either way, they knew, and I hadn't even told them I had broken up yet. Also, Victoria. Edit out his name because I keep forgetting that I'm saying it. But yeah, so then I never took my shoes upstairs and I left the next morning. And then his mom asked him who was over and he went, oh, my girlfriend.
They knew each other for like
we
a
knew
week.
each other for 1 week because his mom's just a little more traditional. And he's like, well, I can't tell her, like,
That I'm a whore.
sorry to my parents who listen to this.
Yeah.
But
No whore behavior happened.
absolutely not,
No.
ever. But then, yeah, then from there on, his mom was like, oh, we want to meet her.
And Victoria was not about that. And
I
she was
was
referred
not.
to as the ghost for what,
Yes.
6 months?
Yes. So I told Matthew, I was like, hey, you need to, like, we obviously at that point on, like, we had started seeing each other every weekend. And then after like a month and a half, we would hang out during the week once or twice. And so his mom was like, no, like, we want to meet her. You should introduce us, whatever. And I said to him, I was like, I'm coming out of a very serious and, like, not great relationship. And I don't know what I want from this. Like, I'm not,
Not
I'm
ready
not
yet.
seeing people. You're the only person that I'm seeing, but I don't want to meet your family because that is extremely overwhelming, right? But so he has a pretty good relationship with his mom, and he kind of told her everything that I went through and why I didn't want to meet them, because you could also see how that would feel for somebody. Like,
Yeah.
oh, she doesn't.
It could be like a red flag if they don't know the whole story.
Exactly. So he, like, told her everything, and then they knew I would come over sometimes, but it was just kind of like a universal rule that, like, we wouldn't talk.
So awkward.
Like, they knew of me, basically. Not that I would, like, walk in and ignore them or anything, but they knew that I would come by. Mostly it was, like, when his parents weren't home and stuff like that. But yeah, so at one point his dad was calling me the ghost, and I think one of the first times that I had seen his dad, like, in person, okay, oh my god, first time I saw his mom in person, I don't remember the order, but we had come home one day and his dog was just barking and woke everybody up, and his mom comes down and, like, I was like, this is horrifying. But there was one point we were, like, getting ready for bed, and I think I was changing pillowcases, and I was literally just wearing Matthew's t-shirt. Okay? And I hear his mom come home. She's like, oh, is Victoria here? He was like, yeah. I hear her run up the stairs.
Oh my god.
Immediately knocks on the door. I don't answer because I panicked.
Oh my god. Like,
Literally,
is this really happening?
Again, in Matthew's t-shirt. She opens the door, walks in, she's like, hey, nice having you here, whatever. And then, like, leaves. And I was like, Matthew? What the hell? He's like, what? I couldn't stop her. I was like, you could have warned me.
Yeah, something.
Like, literally. So that was the first time I met him, or her. And then his dad, I was leaving his room to go to the bathroom at one point. And this sounds so sketchy, but it wasn't sketchy. It was just, I wasn't comfortable with meeting people to that degree yet. Like, I was polite with them, but I was like, I don't want to sit down and have dinner, right?
Yeah.
And so Matthew would make sure that I wasn't going to get caught awkwardly in a hall with anybody, right?
So he'd look out. And
So he'd look out. So this guy, I'm behind him, I'm laughing about something. He walks out. I walk out, hit his back, look up. His dad's right there. And I was like,
please tell me you were wearing pants.
I was wearing clothes. I was fully clothed. And then I, like, literally was like,
hey.
walked to the bathroom.
Oh my god.
And then one day I was coming downstairs and he's like, oh, the ghost is here. And I was like, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you for saying it to my face.
I hope 2 years later we've moved past it.
We have. Yeah, they're very nice. Very nice to me. We just make fun of it sometimes, which is funny.
That's okay.
But not long after that, I think maybe 2 weekends later or something, we were supposed to go out for a girls' night. Just me, you, and Jess.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew was also going out this night.
I know where this is going.
He was also going out. I don't know what you were already upset about something.
Life.
I don't know.
It was
Yeah,
a
I don't know
hard
what
era.
it was. That was like, I remember. Yeah, that was right before you broke up with him.
Yeah. I was in my Scentsy era, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So she was just like on edge, whatever. It was fine. And this must have been like June. May or June.
It was in June.
It was June because it was before May 2-4.
No, it was after
Oh.
that. Yeah.
No, because we were going to go to the cottage and we didn't.
I think because that was...
Oh, it was after.
Yeah.
It was the weekend that we were going to go again, like before Matthew's birthday. Okay. So Sarah's a little sensitive. Matthew and his friend, like, and we were like, this is a girls' night. Like, we're not bringing any guys. And then Matthew and his friend get there at the same time. We're standing in the line. So it's like us in the line, Matthew in the line with his friends. And Sarah was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, as they're walking across the street. And I'm like, bro, this wasn't planned, right?
It seems so planned.
It did.
Yes.
And like, the exact same time. Like,
Yeah.
it literally seemed planned. So I get, when you just want a girls' night and then someone's guy crashes, you're like, what the fuck, man? So I get it.
I'm still sorry.
No, I have no bad blood about it. It was hilarious. And so, we're just chilling. Line's pretty long. His friend's like, let's go to the other bar up the road. And Sarah was like, okay. And so we all get in. So then at this point, we're hanging out with him because we're in his car. He's driving us up the road. We're all like chilling, get in the bar. He was over the other day. He's like, you guys didn't even have to sit with us. And I was like, I know, but we're not going to just...
That would
come
be
in
even
your-
weirder, though.
Exactly. That's what I mean. I was like, the circumstances of the night just led to this, right?
Yeah.
So we're sitting at the bar, or at the booth. She's gotten better. She started swearing a little more. At this point in time, she would never swear.
No.
Like, at all. And so I think he went, what the frick? At the table. And Matthew was like, what the fuck did she just say?
It just felt like such a personal attack. And I was like, I can't handle it anymore.
Literally. So he's like, what did you just say? And she's like, frick. And she had straight attitude with him, okay? And he's like, what, you don't swear? And she was like, no. And he's like, okay. What are you, like a Christian lady? And she was like, no, I don't go to church on Sundays. So then she's like, you're irritated at him because you're like, why would you say that? Meanwhile, Matthew's mom is more on the traditional side, and like, we don't swear at her house, around her. I think she heard me say shit once, and I went, sorry, pardon my French. And I felt so stressed. But like, he's never sworn around her or anything. So for him, it wasn't like a rude thing to ask. It was like a genuine question, right? But Matthew also has horrible, not social skills, but like...
He's very cut and dry.
Yeah.
And
like,
I didn't know him.
No, exactly. It was like your third time meeting him, right?
Yeah.
And so he says that she's upset about it. Matthew and I go to get drinks from the bar. And you, Matthew's friend, and Jess are sitting. And Jess was on her phone texting somebody.
Yeah.
And then what happens?
I'm just like, hello, like, I'm upset. Please help me.
And you're like, why didn't you stand up for me?
Yeah, and she's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, you didn't even listen to
Yeah,
me.
you didn't even know what happened.
And I think at that point, I was like so close to my breaking point with other things in my life that I just kind of exploded, started hysterically crying.
Yeah. Matthew's friend,
This poor guy.
we were talking about it the other day, he goes, you were all doing too much. She was doing too much. He was doing too much. I don't know what's happening.
To this day, I haven't seen him. He probably thinks I'm like psycho.
No, he loved it. He doesn't even care. But so she's like hysterically crying. Matthew and I get back to the table, and Jess is like, bro. And I'm like, what? We were just, Actually, no, Matthew and I look over, and you and Jess are just like beefing each other. And Mahmood's in the back, like, just fucking watching, which is so funny.
And we don't do that.
No, like
It was so out of character.
We
for
never-
just everyone.
Yeah. And so you get up to go to the bathroom, and I'm like, Jess, what the fuck happened? And she was like, I don't even know. And so at this point, Sarah's like, fuck Matthew. I hate that guy.
Yeah.
We come back from going to the bathroom. Oh, no. Yeah. Jess and I then went to the bathroom, came back. I asked him, I was like, oh, where's Sarah? He's like, oh, she cried and then left. And we were like,
Yeah, I called my brother. I was like, pick me up right now.
So from then on out, well, not from then on out. I don't think we hung out for a little bit after that. Like
I think it was like a few weeks.
Yeah, just like a couple weeks. And then we ended up going out Canada Day.
So like 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And me, you, and Jess saw the fireworks, and then Matthew met us at the bar again.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that night was also so fucking fun. Do you remember what happened that night?
Yes. I don't think you can go out without there being drama.
No, I also don't think you can go out without seeing people that you know.
No, it's a big city, but it's so small.
Yes. So we're out. Sarah's like, still don't know how I feel about this guy.
Yeah, I'm still on edge.
Literally. So it's Canada Day. It was your first time seeing Matthew again.
Yeah, I was still unsure about him.
Yeah, which is fair.
But I think at this point I'd kind of calmed down, realized I was a bit dramatic.
Yes. So there's been like long-standing beef that Matthew and Sarah hate each other.
For 3 weeks.
Yes. But it continued later in time. Oh, wait. Let me tell you the Canada Day story first. Everything's connected, okay?
Yeah.
So we're at Canada Day. And again, at this point in time, Matthew and I weren't serious. Well, okay. We were seeing each other frequently. But I had told him, like, if he was still wanting to see other people, then that was fine. Like, I don't care. Just let me know if you're seeing other people. Because I still wasn't ready to, like, fully commit to something. But I was like, I'm not seeing other people. Like, I didn't want to see anybody. And then we just happened to start seeing each other. So, whatever. So, we're outside the bar. And Jess had met a friend there. She wasn't of age. So, like, they were walking outside. And this girl comes up, starts talking to Matthew. And Matthew's like, oh, he you know, just, like, punched her shoulder kind of thing. Like, oh, what are you doing here? And I was like, nope. And I just turned around, walked in the bar. I was like, I'm not being a part of this at all. Oh, actually, God. I skipped into the bar.
I think I followed you.
No, you and Jess stayed out for like a little bit to be like, what's the situation here?
Hello.
And then I was like sitting at the bar alone.
Oh my God, yes, I remember this. We walked in and I was like,
you guys come up and you're like, so? And I was like, no, it's fine. I don't want to know anything. And he comes in laughing. Like, he literally was like, are you upset? And I was like, no, I literally don't want to be a part of it. And he's like, she's 17 and we work together. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Cool.
Underage.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so they just knew each other from work, which is why he was like, oh, what are you doing here, you child?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because at this point we were 23. Yeah.
Yeah, 23 still. And then that was like really all that happened that night. But
me and
Sarah
Matthew did mend our friendship.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Because Matthew's also very, like you said, very dry. Like, he flip-flops between being serious and not, but he doesn't actually change his tone. So you're like, I think 80 times a week I'm like, are you serious? Like, what's the tone right now?
Explain.
So it was hilarious because when you and Will started dating, you were like, wait till you get a load of this guy, basically.
Yeah.
And then the first night,
because at that point we mended our friendship kind of, like, enough.
Yeah, you were like, I'm not gonna not like him because, like, you like him enough, so I'll be civil with him.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's what it was.
But I don't think we really hung out much. So then I think flash forward to maybe like March or April of the next year.
Yes, because we had a birthday party for you and you were also very sensy.
Yeah. Still in my sensy era. Anyway, besides the point.
And then so like we all just didn't really go out much until the following
spring.
March.
Yeah,
spring. Last spring. And so that's when Will came around.
Yeah, that's when I was like, okay, Will's gonna come tonight. So then you knew he was gonna be there, and I was telling him, like, before you got there, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this guy.
Yeah,
like, he's okay.
He's so rude to me.
Yeah,
that's what you said to Will. He's so rude to me. Okay. And then we're like going through the night, and I'm like, oh, you guys did such a good job. Like, to Sarah and Matthew, I'm like, you guys did so good with each other or whatever. Apparently
we start arguing.
Apparently they start arguing. I don't even remember it.
Okay, I don't remember much, but I do remember one part, and it was like Because me and Victoria's birthdays are 3 weeks
Yes.
apart. And I think at that point we were planning to do our birthday at the cottage. Or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, if you're there, I'm not going. And I was like,
Yes. This was his thing for so long. He's like, ew, Sarah. But he's joking. Like, when he's saying it, it's just like a banter.
yeah.
And she still didn't know him very well. So she's like, fuck you, Matthew.
Yeah, fuck this guy. If anything, you're not going.
Yeah, I was here first.
Yeah. I think I said that to him.
Probably.
And
so,
then
yeah.
Will's first impression of Matthew was like, oh, he fights with my girlfriend. True.
Like, but no, you guys went home and you're like, see, wasn't he an asshole? And he was like, I have no idea. Like, he didn't catch on to
He's
that.
like, I don't know what's happening.
He was like, he wasn't being mean to you at all. And you were like, yeah, he was really bullying me.
I was really worked up.
Yeah.
But I think we went to the cottage 2 months later, and ever since then, the boys have been
Yeah,
friends.
it's also funny how fast, like, we just
Yeah.
threw everyone in. Because I hung out with, like, the first time I'd seen Will after his ghosting, when was that?
It was probably around the springtime of that year.
It was before Natalie's birthday.
Yeah, it was at his house.
It was at his house with everybody,
Okay,
yeah.
so, little backstory. Me, Victoria, and Will went to high school together. Mm-hmm. And I'd been texting Victoria, and I was like, oh, like, me and Will are seeing each other. Like, I want you to come and hang out with us. Mm-hmm. And she goes, I don't know, Will. And I was like, what? You've been to my house with Will.
No. I didn't say I didn't know him. I said, I don't know him well enough. Because we were talking about going or hanging out. And I was like, I don't know him well enough. Mm-hmm. But we had hung out. But I just forgot. Like, I don't know.
To this day, I don't know. It came up like a week ago or something. And Will goes, oh, but Victoria doesn't know me.
Yes, because he literally was like, we've hung out at Sarah's house. I have videos of him on my phone.
He used to come to wine nights.
Yes, it'd be us three, like me, you, Jess, and Will.
Yeah.
Like, all
Eating
the time.
charcuterie.
Yes, playing for the girls.
Yep.
Like, I don't know, in my head, I just forgot. But I don't know why. And then you literally were like...
What?
You said that. You're like, we've hung out with him before. And I was like, I don't remember.
I don't think so.
Yeah, wrong. And then I was like, oh yeah, no, there's been many a times. Because I don't remember what my hesitation was. Because I was like, because I hadn't really talked to Natalie much at that point. So I was like, I don't know if I'll feel comfortable with a whole bunch of people that I didn't know.
Yeah.
But it actually ended up being really fun. Because then Robbie and Jack and I are like, yeah, let's go to the cottage. And that's how we planned the cottage.
Yeah.
Well, not how we planned it, but that's how, like, we were talking about it.
Yeah, that's how it came about.
And then, it ended up being, like, me and Matthew, you and Will, and then two of Will's friends. Mm-hmm. And then it was actually, like, a super fun cottage trip.
And now Will and Matthew kiss each other through the window.
Yeah.
So
no, Matthew said this morning, Matthew goes, oh, I'm buckled. I was like, okay, Will, like, you guys are taking each other's lingo now.
Oh my god.
It was so funny. But there is, like, a running joke that Sarah and Matthew hate each other. But then we also make this running joke that they hate each other because they have chemistry and they actually wish they would be together. So yesterday, Will and I don't know why we do this every time we go out. Will and I sit on one side and you and Matthew sit on the other side, and then we're facing our partner. So I'm facing Matthew, Will's facing you. I look over. Matthew's arm is around Sarah.
But he wasn't touching me.
No. He was just like, it was on the chair. He was just like sitting comfortably, like, guys, like, get comfortable. And I look at Will and I'm like,
they're touching.
Do you see this right now? And he's like, heaven forbid. So we're, like, making jokes and shit. We're like, they look awfully... Will and I are, like, 8 feet apart from each other.
But on the flip side, I think back in the fall time... Yeah.
Yes.
So a few months ago, we were all at Will's house drinking, and unfortunately his dog got sprayed by a skunk.
Yeah.
I, unfortunately, have never had a dog in my life, so I don't know what to do in that
True.
case.
I never thought about that.
So Will takes Poppy upstairs, and he's giving her a bath, and Victoria has had several dogs.
I've had many dogs, and all of which have been sprayed by skunks many of times.
So she goes upstairs to help Will, and I'm not thinking anything of it. I'm with Matthew downstairs with one of my other friends.
Eating pizza. Keep this in mind. This is important for the story, okay?
Eating pizza. And after a little while, I'm like, oh, I haven't heard much of them.
Wait. Before that. Will and I are upstairs trying to figure out how... Because you need peroxide, soap, and something.
Yeah.
Vinegar.
A combination.
Yeah. A combination of stuff before... Otherwise, the skunk smell stays in the dog's hair. You have to bathe them very specifically. So him and I are like trying to figure this out, okay? Poppy smells like shit. She's running through the house. Sarah comes upstairs. She's like, so is the pizza ready? And Will's like, are you kidding me right now? I don't know. Like, figure it out, right?
Yeah.
Not 2 minutes later, Matthew comes upstairs, takes a slice of pizza. He goes, hey, Will, you got chili flakes? He's like, are you fucking kidding me right now? So then they go back downstairs. They're both eating pizza. Will and I continue.
Yeah. We were finally like just hanging out. And we were civil because we didn't hate each other at this point.
Yes, it was great.
So just chilling. And I think maybe 10 minutes had gone by. And I was like, oh, Matthew, I'm going to go check on Will and Victoria. I go into the bathroom. Will's shirtless in the bathtub with Victoria.
No, I wasn't in the bathtub.
You were like right beside the bathtub.
Yeah.
And I just look and I'm like, this is a cover up.
You literally were like, I gotta go talk to Matthew.
I was like, Matthew, it was a cover up. They're actually in love.
They're actually the ones in love. So
like Will's shirtless
funny.
with Victoria. And Matthew's like, what?
I'm pretty sure he's like, I could hear him run up. He's like, what the hell? Like, obviously joking. So now I think it's, we've canceled each other out.
Yeah.
In that sense.
Yeah.
I think so.
There's no more lore.
No.
Or hatred.
No, there's no hatred.
No.
It's all fun and games now.
Yeah. Now we hang out every weekend.
Also, the funny thing is we always hang out and we always have plans to invite more people, and we invite more people, and then everyone else bails, and then it's always just us four every single weekend. And it's fine. We always have fun still.
Yeah, we'll usually see people that we know out anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So freaking funny. But what can I say?
Yeah.
Small town living.
Small town.
Which is funny because it's not even a small town.
No.
Like, our population is huge.
Yeah. It's just maybe our age group.
I think so too, especially because also the crowd last night was just old people.
It was so weird.
That's the other thing about this city is you either go and there's children, or you go and there's 50-year-olds.
Yeah, I've been there and I'm like, wow, I feel old. And these girls are in the tiniest skirts I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. Or we go there and get ID'd 3 times.
One time we were there, I don't know if you were there. I think you were. But we go in, we get ID'd when we go in the bar.
And obviously. We got ID'd at the bar and then upstairs. This random lady came upstairs, right?
I think it was the guy security guard because he only ID'd me. And I had a water. So I was like, what the fuck are you IDing me for? I'm not even drinking. But he took my ID twice. He took 2 different... He took 2 copies. And I was like, I'm drinking water.
It's not that deep.
ID'd me when I walked into the bar. Mm-hmm. What the fuck? But yeah, there's a new owner now. It was actually fine last night. I didn't...
Well, the new owner must have brought in those glasses. So
yeah.
They're doing something right.
Also, the TVs are broken upstairs because he tried to watch the hockey game last time we went and we couldn't when we were with Luke and...
Will is that guy that will carry around his phone streaming whatever game is on.
Literally yesterday, we're sitting on the couch and he was watching it. Matthew's like, you could stream that to the TV if you want. He's like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
He does that at my Nana's house at the kitchen table.
And
I'm just looking at him
the death stare.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
Stop it.
That's hilarious. I feel like those are all the stories that I was going to talk about.
Yeah.
And it's funny because they all just
They kind of all morphed together.
Yeah.
And now here we are.
On our own podcast.
Woo!
But I found a couple. I thought Girls' Night Out stories would be funny.
Okay.
I just looked up a couple random one. But this one. So it says, where did I start? I think it's a bachelorette chronicle, Girls' Night Out stories.
Okay.
So, about 5 years ago, I was invited to a bachelorette party of a girl who was a friend of my now ex. I knew her and we were friendly, but not call you up and make plans friendly. Mm-hmm. I also didn't know any of her friends, but the bride was a nice person and my ex really wanted me to go, so why not? The maid of honor hosting informed everyone who was going that we all needed to chip in $75 for the limo, and this would also be a group gift for the bride to be as a surprise. Okay, no problem. Well, the surprise was on us because after a 45-minute drive from New York to Jersey, I got to the parking lot meeting place where the group was having the limo pick us up, and the maid of honor goes around to each of the 11-plus girls asking for cash, because apparently the driver needs an additional few $100s or he won't take us back to Jersey later. And we also have to pay the fee and cost for the lounge and VIP bottles. What the fuck? What if someone didn't have it on them? Why weren't we told this prior? I should have went home. But I didn't. And like an idiot, I paid another $100 for my share and we all got in the limo. We waited another hour for the bride to meet us. When we finally got to the lounge, the night unraveled really fast, which it always does. Mm-hmm. If it's going to go downhill, it's going to spiral.
Yeah, it always spirals so fast.
Mm-hmm. The club management and security were lit. I mean, totally bopped, and every time some of us went outside for a cigarette, they'd hit on all the girls like crazy and be in our face so close that I could smell the liquor on their breath. At one point, I remember having my arm outstretched with my hand up to physically indicate to this one aggressor to stay back and get out of my face.
Oh, God.
I wanted to get away from it all, so I ended up smoking my Capri in the bathroom stall for the rest of the night. Smoking my Capri? What does that mean?
What is that?
Capri Sun? I don't know.
The juice box?
Anywho, smoking my Capri in the bathroom stall for the rest of the night and being surprised, but not too surprised, that the detectors didn't go off and that I didn't get tossed out. Maybe it's a cigarette. I don't know. Maybe it's a vape. I don't know. I think I secretly hoped that it would. The limo was parked up nearby all night, and at one point of the night, the girls asked me to come with her to the car because she had to lay down, where after doing so, she proceeded to projectile vomit all over the limo carpet and some seats. Another girl stayed with her, and I went inside to let the others know what was going on, and we all decided that it was a good time to call it a night.
Probably.
As we were all outside dealing with the livid driver who's freaking out over the puke inside and trying to clean it up, we realized that someone from the group is missing. I mean, like, we can't find this bitch anywhere, because she bounced. Once the bride gets a hold of her, we discover that she left the lounge to go downtown, Queens, I guess, with some guy she met that night. She's at his place right now. She doesn't know exactly which part of Queens she's in or the address. And she's drunk and wants the limo to come get her.
Oh my God.
What movie version of Adventures in Babysitting meets The Hangover meets Pineapple Express was this? I would have just taken the train then and there and went home. But I'm worried about this drunk girl who I don't know. Plus, the car I drove to Jersey is parked in a lot still, and I was planning on staying over at the bride's house that night with some others and drive back the next morning. The bride and matron of honor are finally able to get the address for the missing friend, and we drive together with half of the group in full party, white girl wasted, happy screaming mode. Some people sound asleep as we ride, and all the windows down to air out the vomit-reeked ride. Could you imagine having to, and also it's 45 minutes back to where they all got picked up.
So I know what we're not doing for our future bachelorette parties.
It's a good idea.
Definitely not that.
Mind you, the driver has a major attitude now, and I believe he asked the maid of honor for more cash. I'm sober and just taking it all in. So the driver takes us to Queens. We pick up the rogue girl safe and sound, who's also throwing up, carrying her heels and walking barefoot with dirty feet down the sidewalk because she has the spins from smoking and drinking with the man she met.
What a scene.
Who, mind you, was nowhere around when we arrived and just left her standing outside at 3 a.m. on the block.
Chivalry.
But somehow finally made it back to Jersey, and I drove back to the city the next morning. The bride started crying and apologizing when I said bye to her that morning, and I hate that she had to go through all of this in what was supposed to be a fun night out with the girls. And just as a reminder of it all, a couple weeks later, the maid of honor sent the bill to everyone for the cost of the limo. Because, like, the carpet cleaning bill for the vomit.
Yeah.
That's rough. I feel like things
God.
can go bad so fast.
I have a hot take with this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a joint bachelor and bachelorette trip would be ideal.
I agree.
Because, like, what is the point of doing them separate? Like, if you're going to marry this guy, you obviously like him enough to hang out with him. And I would hope you like his friends.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, wouldn't it be, like, better to have a bigger group and you go somewhere cool?
Yeah, so the podcast that I listened to, they got married last year or maybe 2 years ago now. Mm-hmm. And their thing was like that. So it was one night they did their own thing, and then the next night they all went to, like, I don't want to call it an island, but, like, it kind of was like that, like, wherever they were, they all pitched in and split, like, a huge house, and then all, like, 25 of them or whatever celebrated together. And I do agree that I would want my bachelor and bachelorette, like, I would enjoy having that together, but I wouldn't mind doing, like, a weekend-long thing where we do our own thing Friday and then come together Saturday, because, like, I would want to celebrate together.
Yeah.
But I also would, it'd be nice to have, like, a girls' night and a guys' night, and then come together and be like, this is, you know, we're all friends.
Yeah, because at that point, everyone would know each other.
Yeah, and you wouldn't be doing things separately anyways.
No.
Like, we already don't do things, like, without the guys for the most part, right?
Yeah.
Like, we just do things all together. We're one big group of friends.
Yeah, like, if they want to go golfing one day,
We'll
go
sit
to
in
the
the golf
spa. Or, yeah, like, if it was a day that we wanted to do things separate.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I don't mind sitting in the golf cart.
No, and that's the other thing is, like, I understand why people would want to do things separately to get, like, one last hurrah, but
I don't understand what that means, though. Because, like, is it? Like, you've been in this relationship for X amount of years.
Yeah, and just because you're married doesn't mean your social life ends.
I don't like the stigma where it's like, my last night of freedom.
Yeah,
like,
I don't like that either. Like, if you think that marriage is the opposite of freedom, maybe you shouldn't be getting married.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. The whole ball and chain. People think that like their life ends when they get married and they have one last hurrah. I'm not against, like, people can do whatever they want.
Obviously.
But I feel like if you use your bachelor or bachelorette party to, like
do those stereotypes.
Yeah.
Then there's something else wrong there.
Like, you know, if you're just, you can have like a friendly, like, little stripper night if that's what you want, but some people, like, they're like, oh yeah, let me just screw someone else for the night, or let me get my last bout of drugs in here. Like,
yeah.
it's a celebration. You're going out to celebrate. You're not going out to pretend you're not getting married tomorrow or whatever day.
I agree.
But
we also haven't been married, so I guess.
That's true. We also don't know what we're talking about because we've never experienced it. But
this is just us generally speaking.
Yes, exactly. But what else was I going to say? Sarah and I also have talked about having a joint wedding.
I don't think we've talked about it with the boys, though.
Oh, they'll be fine. They'll survive.
They've made it this far.
Yeah, I think they just expect it at this point. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not like crazy to get married.
No, I'm in no hurry at all.
I don't really care
about
it. Matthew's mom, I think I told you this, so he got me this ring for Valentine's Day, and she's like, maybe next year it'll be a ring on a different finger, and I was like, no, it will not be.
I don't think so. I still feel like we're so young.
Yeah, I agree.
Nearing the 26th birthday, that might hit hard.
Trauma.
At least we'll be doing that together.
Also, our birthday month, we've planned the whole month by accident. Like, we had to tell the boys last night that we were booked up for July. And they were like, what? Because Sarah's birthday is like the first week. Mm-hmm. So we'll probably hit the town one of those nights. Mm-hmm. The next weekend, we have
our joint birthday party.
The
weekend after, we have a concert, and then we're going camping.
Yes. And then the weekend after is me a night on the town for my birthday.
Yeah. And that's the whole month.
Yeah, and then that's 4 weeks gone. Well, and then Matthew the other day, yesterday too, he was like, when's your birthday? And Will looked at him and went, Matthew, when's Victoria's birthday? Because he was like, your birthdays are close? And we were like, yes. Mm-hmm. Literally last
3
year.
weeks apart, exactly.
Yeah.
And Matthew's like, that's not close.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? So it was funny. Will's like, Matthew, do you know Victoria's birthday? Which was hilarious.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm glad he could answer.
Me too, because for a while he couldn't. And I knew his birthday because the night that we met, I ID'd him because he told me he was young. And I was like,
yeah,
how old are you?
Oh, God.
And he was like lying to me. And I was like, give me your ID. And I remember checking his ID. Funny enough, because I was so drunk, I didn't remember exactly what he looked like.
He's also changed his hair like 12 times.
Yeah. But yeah, I like ID'd him. Because he was, like I said, not serious or joking ever. Mm-hmm. And ended up telling me he was young. And I was like, no, please. I was like, I'm not doing this. And I checked his ID. And so I knew his birthday immediately because I don't have a photographic memory, but I can, if I see something, like, I can remember it way better. Mm-hmm. When I used to study for tests, I could see the page where the answer was, but sometimes I couldn't see the answer.
Oh, God.
And I was like, I know exactly where I wrote that. I know exactly, like, what heading it's under. And then it'd just be like blurry in my mind.
Oh, God.
So I remembered seeing his birthday, and he's the same age as us. But yeah, that was hilarious. I was like, and his birthday's also a month before ours.
Oh yeah, it's pretty close.
So we all have like birthdays except Will, who's a loser.
Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, that's a little excerpt from our past couple years of outings.
Yeah. I think on a future episode, we'll bring Matthew in on it to get his perspective.
Yeah. Will said last night he wanted to be on today's episode. We should message him and be like, so, where were you today? Missed you on the pod.
Yeah.
He literally was like, this is current Will talking. I don't know if tomorrow, I don't know if tomorrow Will want to be on it.
No. Today Will is hurting because he slept on the bathroom floor last night.
Yeah. How's his back doing?
We're
getting too old for this.
I know. I was shocked when I found him on the bathroom floor.
Was he, when you took that photo, was he awake at all? Or did he not know?
He was dead asleep. And I like kind of kicked his foot. I'm like, let's go.
Grow up. Be a man.
We're not doing this.
So funny. Yeah, Matthew was talking about having mimosas at the birthday party we were at today. The 1-year-old's birthday party. He's like, is there going to be drinks there? I was like, no.
Oh, yeah.
He was joking. But Sarah texted while we were at the party and was like, how are Matthew's mimosas looking? So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all.
Maybe one day we'll get people to submit their going out stories too.
And I have to think about some. Mm-hmm. Future episode, I'll share some.
All right. Well, if you're watching this on YouTube, sorry about the weird camera situation.
Yeah, we're working on that.
Hopefully it looks fine.
Yeah.
I'll just make sure I edit it good enough.
Yeah, thank you. Okay,
Alrighty.
yeah, thanks for listening.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.